so excited, you guys. The entire history of Storytime Underground is basically me being like, hey, I have this really bad idea, you guys, who wants to do it? I'm Marie Eckert. I founded Storytime Underground with Kendra Jones, who will be here tomorrow, and Amy Kuster, who is the Joint Chief Emeritus, and I just want to shout out to them if you see Amy or Kendra throughout the conference, and give them a big heads up for helping make a little idea that I had into a 10,000 librarian Facebook group and a blog that we hope does some really good work in helping support youth services professionals. Soraya Silverman-Montano is going to be our keynote speaker. She, and I will tell you a little bit more about how amazing she is. She's also one of the Joint Chiefs of Storytime Underground, so she's one of the people who helps make it happen. Mary Cooner will be here later. She's another Joint Chief, short red hair and a big Pete the Cat tattoo. You'll know who she is. So like I said, if you get something out of Storytime Underground, if you get something out of the moderated forums on Storytime Underground especially, because that's what a lot of what we do is moderating, please thank a Joint Chief. It helps. We do all of it on our own time and for free, so thank the people who work with me on making that happen. That's a big deal for us. Storytime Underground started when I was a new youth services librarian. I was in a really small town in the middle of nowhere. I had nobody. The closest youth services librarian to me was Angie Manfredi, 4 hours away. I didn't know what a flannel board was, and I had no idea how to do a story time. And so I took to Twitter and I said we should get all the librarians who are coming to LA together. And it was in Chicago, like 3 or 4 years ago. This is the first 4 years ago. The first one happened. And I reached out to Mel. Hey, Mel. And Mel had just won Movers and Shakers, and she had a bunch of Twitter followers because she's amazing. And she thought, yeah, that's a really great idea. And she and Anna Krieger really helped get the word out and organize the first Guerrilla Storytime, and that's how we all started kind of filling the void of how do we get together and interact with each other and have an online community that supports each other. And so I always want to just shout out all of those people because none of the work that we do happens without each other, ever. And it takes so many librarians doing the little piece to make the whole picture. So today we're going to focus. When Storytime Underground started, it was a lot about doing professional development help, but we also have always had the idea since day one that children's librarianship is social justice work, and I think, since the election, our focus has shifted really dramatically to do more of that social justice work, to focus more on that, because we're at a turning point in history and we need to be on the front lines, I feel like. So we're going to focus a lot on diversity and inclusion, radical inclusivity, and how we can make that happen today. If you don't know, Storytime Underground has a Storytime for Social Justice kit. It's a free PDF that you can download off of our website. You just Google Storytime for Social Justice. It has a lot of really cool ideas. We're going to have some breakout groups to talk about some different topics. And yeah, we're going to do that. I love you. Yeah, so I'm taking money for pizza also, so find me after Soraya's keynote. Yeah, I'm going to get started. Soraya is an emerging leader. Well, she's an emerged leader, but she was an emerging leader for ALS. She is the Nevada Librarian of the Year and the president-elect of the Nevada Library Association. And we're big on the idea that rather than going to the same 5 experts over and over again, organizations need to look within themselves to bring up voices of professionals and amazing people on the ground doing the work every day to talk and give keynotes to other librarians, so we wanted to hear from Soraya, who's this unbelievable rock star librarian of color who's changing library services in Nevada and around the country. So please, please, please help me give a huge welcome to Soraya Silverman-Montano. Also, the hashtag is Storytime Saves.
Yes. For those who tweet, I don't tweet, sorry. But I'm Soraya Silverman-Montano. Thank you guys for being here. We're so excited today. And I am especially excited to share some diversity and inclusion work that I've been doing in my own district. So, Corey did a lovely introduction for me. I actually prefer to be in front of the podium, so I'm going to angle this way. Let's see, and I don't want to talk. I think this is a little loud. Is this okay? Can I talk like right here? Okay, good. Alright, well, thank you guys for having me. I am stoked. Let's see. Corey kind of did my whole intro. It's okay. But I'm a youth services librarian with the Las Vegas Clark County Library District. I've been a librarian for the past 5 years. I've been in youth services for the past 7, though. But I've been working with libraries since 2005 and volunteering since 2002. So if you include that, I've actually been working in libraries more than half my life. It is such an integral part of me that I don't know my identity without libraries. So I was the Nevada Library Association's Librarian of the Year last year, very exciting. And I was just elected the president for 2018, so I'll be president-elect this year. I'm also joint chief for Storytime Underground, which has been such a rewarding and amazing experience. I've grown infinitesimally more than I have in the last 12 years than I have in the last 4 being a part of Storytime Underground. So I'm very, very grateful for Corey and her lovely brain and her crazy ideas. We love running with them. So today we are going to be going, a little bit more background on me. So this is, I'm going to reference my growing up, my childhood. My sister is here today too. This is my younger sister. This is Sam. She's helping out. But we are a family of 5 children to a single mom. Very low socioeconomic family. We lived in one of the worst areas of Las Vegas for most of our lives. And the library was our safe haven. It was the only thing we could do that was absolutely free, that all 5 of us could go and find resources and learn and be ourselves. We were always welcome in our libraries. So we went to every program possible. We checked out books every week. We had a routine. And our mom literally had to say, no, you can only take so many books. You cannot check out 50 per card. You can check out 50 per card. Like, if our mom had let us, we would have done it every single card. But we went every single week. It was like my favorite place to be. And not only was the public library my favorite place, my school library was too. I devoured books as a child. Anything I could get my hands on. Fun fact, in 3rd grade, we started implementing an accelerated reader in my school. I thought this was amazing. I got points and credit for reading. I was so stoked. So I literally read so much. I had the most points in my entire school, in the entire Clark County School District, which is 217 schools. I was a little obsessed. But I literally read everything. Picture books, early readers, chapter books, and especially in 3rd grade, I was reading high school level books at that time. So keep that in mind. I'm going to refer back to that in a second. But I have some cute photos to share of me as a kid. I love as a kid, so some cute photos. This is my family. This is my beautiful mom and my 5 siblings. You can see the cutest one right here. She's okay. But it's my adorable family. This is me and my best friend. She's still my best friend. I've known her since 2nd grade. Sarah, this is my first library. This is the Las Vegas Library. Again, one of the worst areas in town, very impoverished, but it was our safe haven. We are proudly displaying the books that we checked out. I believe I had back to Treehouse, and she has Berenstain Bears, I believe. But we would take her to all the time. Our families are very close. This is most of my siblings and I grown up with my beautiful mom, and then my mom and her mom, my grandma. And last but not least, my mom and me on my wedding day a couple of years ago. So why am I showing all these cute photos? One, I'm being a little sentimental because she, unfortunately, our mom passed away about 1.5 years ago. If you can tell, But the picture in the corner, she passed away from cancer. Sorry, I'm going to try not to be super emotional. But you can also tell she is much, much darker skinned than we are. So I know I look very white, but we are actually half Malaysian. And growing up, our mom didn't really talk about where she came from. She moved to the States when she was 18, first person to immigrate outside of her country and her family. And she kind of lost part of her identity coming here and being integrated into the States. But she is Malaysian, and if you didn't know, in Malaysia, the primary religion is Muslim. So her entire family is Muslim. And we didn't know about that growing up. We didn't have any frame of reference. And so, a little bit of an embarrassing story. As a child, you try and find yourself, you try and find your identity. I actually thought because my mom was so dark-skinned, that I was black until maybe I was 6 or 7. And so you can imagine this little white girl coming up to the black children in her school being like, hey guys, I'm one of you, what's up? Let's hang out. And they were always very nice and we were friends and everything, but I just had no frame of reference for my cultural identity. And I definitely, if you consider how many books I consumed and devoured, never ever saw myself in those stories. Never depicted. Not only children of color, and Asian children, and definitely no Muslim children. So trying to find myself as a young child is really challenging when you are a minority. And that's going to be the focus of my presentation today, is how we as librarians have a really unique opportunity to share books with children of color intentionally, so that the children in our communities and in our libraries can help hopefully see themselves in the stories. Especially in this world today, they need to know that they are welcome and that they are part of our communities, which can be hard to find. So we're going to go over a little bit on that discrepancy next. So just very briefly. The Cooperative Children's Book Center has this really great infographics that they've made about the discrepancy in publishing compared to main characters of children of color versus main characters of Caucasian. So this was done in 2012. I don't know if you can see the numbers very well. In 2012, of the almost 4,000 books that they received and reviewed, 93% had a main child that was white. It gets a little more, 3% were African American, less than 2% were Asian, 1.5% were Latino, and less than 1% was Native American. They redid the study. They actually do the study every year, but they redid and made a really great infographic for 2015. It's gotten a little better, but just for frame of reference, this time they included characters where the main character was an inanimate object, an animal, a truck, and though 73% were white children, you were almost twice as likely to find an animal or a truck as a main character than a young black child, 4 times as likely than an Asian child to find a truck as a main character, 2% only for Latinx, and again, Native Americans less than 1%. So it's staggering how little literature is out there with people with main characters, people of color. So we're going to talk about that, what we can help do to change that. So this next page has a lot of numbers on it. It's a little overwhelming, so I just wanted to give you an updated version. This is from 2016. So they've been conducting this study since 2002. All the way to 2016, and these are not only the numbers of books that are written with a main person of color, but also who are written by authors that identify with that culture, which is even more staggering. So for example, in 2016, we had about 8.5% with the main child that was black, but only about 3% were written by authors that were black as well. So that's another point to make when you're picking literature, if you can try to find books that are also written by the author that identifies with that culture. It is challenging though, I admit that fully. But we're gonna try to give you guys some ideas today that will help you along with that process. So, I'm going to present the bulk of my presentation today. It's going to be on story times that you guys can do. These are ones I've done in my branch. They have been very successful, and the majority feature either diverse characters or focus on social justice themes. So Real quick overview, social justice story times do not have to be labeled as social justice. I know that's a term that can turn people off instantly. If you're able to do that, awesome. If you're open to, if your district's able to do that, really cool. But if not, it's really just picking books that center around kindness and empathy, respect and understanding, and embracing our differences as individuals. So it's really easy to do. It's not. I was a little intimidated at first, but I've been doing it for about a year now. I have had 0 complaints. And I live in one of the I work in Summerlin Library in Las Vegas, which is one of the most well-off areas, predominantly white, very wealthy area, and I've had 0 complaints. It's been fabulous. So, making it a point to find books that have diverse main characters. They don't have to focus on diversity necessarily. It could be just about a girl and her dog, and the girl happens to be Hispanic. That's fabulous. So, as long as our children can see themselves in these stories, that's our point. That's our goal. And also in Storytime, we can share culturally diverse resources too. So if you're teaching vocabulary in other languages, if you do any sort of introduction with your parents and your caregivers, having them share what languages they speak or where they might come from, or incorporating activities that embrace other cultures as well. So we're going to spend the next hopefully less than half an hour. I'm going to run through these. I have 15 story times that I've done very successfully in my branch that focus on diversity and inclusion. I'm going to kind of rapid fire go through these, and there's a lot of text on the page, so I'm not going to PowerPoint, sorry guys. But we're going to email this out to all of you, so don't feel like you need to be scribbling away. It has a photo of each book that I've used and kind of a description of why I use it, so it's more for you to reference because, again, on reviews for books, they don't necessarily highlight diversity in it. So this is my opinion of why it makes for a good book to share. So again, try not to focus too much on the text. I'm going to kind of just narrate through these, and we'll get you guys a copy of this. All right, you guys ready? 15 story times. We can do this. Okay. All right, first social justice story time on love. 2 stories that I like to share on this. Plant a Kiss by Amy Cross Rosenthal, who also sadly passed away this year. She's one of my favorite authors. But this is a really sweet story about a little girl. And so it goes like this. Little Miss planted a kiss, planted a kiss, planted a kiss. And her beautiful kiss ends up growing into a gorgeous, it's like a glittery kind of plant, like a flowy plant. And she loves her kiss so much, it's so beautiful, she wants to share it with the world. And her friends say, don't you dare, it's too rare. But she didn't care. So she grabs her kiss into a bowl, she brings it out, and she goes across the world sharing her kiss. So it's really beautiful. It actually shows children from the different countries that she visits, and she gives her love back to the community. When she runs out, she's kind of disappointed. She's like, all right, I'll just go start over. She returns back to her kiss and finds that it is infinitely greater and growing strong. So it's a really sweet story about sharing kindness and spreading kindness regardless of your situation. Second story is called Besos for Baby. What's besos? Kisses. Kisses! Kisses for Baby by Blanca Gomez. So it is a really sweet story about everyone in her family giving her kisses, but it has really great Spanish vocabulary, very simple that you can share with your families. So mommy and papi give besos to baby, el gato and el perro give kisses, las mariposas, butterflies, el sol, the sun, and el mundo, the world, also give baby besos. So again, she teaches really great Spanish vocabulary and features a Hispanic family. All right, and speaking of families, this is a story type focus on different families. So, One Family by George Shannon is a really cute counting story. Each page is a number 1 through 10, and the number correlates to the number of members in that family. So, there are all sorts of families in the story. There's a single parent family. Oh, that's me. How exciting. There's a gay couple feature, there's mixed ethnicity couples, multiple generations of families living in one household, and families from all sorts of cultures. Again, each page counts the number of families and the number of members in the family, but there's also objects on the page that correlate to that number, so it makes for a fun, like, kind of hide-and-seek, I-spy game. So, for example, on page 5, 1 is 5, there's a bunch of bananas. Can you guess how many bananas are in that bunch? 5. There's a hand of cards. How many cards are in the hand? 5. It's awesome, so it's a great counting story as well. Global Babies, this is a fabulous book series by the Global Fund for Children. There's about 4 books in the series right now. But what they've done is actually photograph babies all over the world in more of their traditional clothing. And it's a really simple story. It's a board book. It's maybe, I think the entire story consists of 1 sentence split per page. And the sentence is, no matter where they live, what they wear, or what they feel, babies everywhere are beautiful, special, and loved. And each page, again, features a baby from a different country. Really exciting about this series, one of the pages, I believe it's in Global Girls, has a baby from Malaysia. It's like, yay! It's the first time I've ever seen a Malaysian character featured, so very cute series. This is on sharing. Now this Storytime in particular does not have characters, they're not humanoid characters, so these are animals. But to make a note on books that are written by authors of color, my first one is one of my favorite stories, If You Can't See by Clear Nelson. And this is a really great story time on social justice because it's subtle, but it's something that parents really relate to because they want to teach their children to share, right? Let's share things, let's share our resources, let's share our communities. So I very subtly push this a lot, and parents really respond to this one. But If You Plant the Seed is a really sweet story about a mouse and a rabbit who want to grow their garden. So they plant seeds of tomatoes, carrots, cabbages, and they grow these really great vegetables to eat. But when a flock of birds come, those birds look mighty hungry, do you think rabbit and mouse want to share their beautiful garden with the birds? And they end up fighting. So they actually destroy the crops in their fight. So the line is, if you plant seeds of selfishness, you get a heap of trouble. And amidst the wreckage, Mouse decides to share a tomato with the birds. And you find that when you plant a seed of kindness instead, the fruits of that kindness are very, very sweet. So the birds actually, once they start sharing food, they gather all the seeds and they're able to fly across the entire plot of land and grow an even more massive, beautiful garden that they share with every animal that comes across now. It's a really great story on sharing. Beautiful illustration. Little Lion Shares is part of the board book series by Michael Dahl. Very simple text. It's just about Lion playing with his toys when a new lion comes around, and he does not want to share. So Mama Lion comes up and says, Little Lion, there are ways to share. What if you go play with another toy while she plays with that? Or what if you guys take turns sharing that toy? Or even as a suggestion, you guys can play together. And they find when they play together, they have infinitely more fun. So it's just, again, really sweet stories on how to share with one another. Body parts! Not inappropriate, I promise. Talking about body parts, this is a cute story by Jabari Asim. He has a couple story board books in his series, actually. They all feature a child of color as main character. This is called Whose Toes Are Those? So they're great. They're fabulous.
My kid is obsessed with whose knees are these.
Oh, yeah? Oh, so highly a 5-star review.
5-star review from Harvard.
From the toddler, yes. So in this one, Whose Toes Are Those? In each page you see different angles of the toes doing different things. It doesn't reveal until the last page whose toes do those belong to. But on each page, it says like, whose beautiful brown feet could those be? You can play this little piggy with those lovely toes. You can dig your toes into the sand with those beautiful toes. At the very end, you turn the board book and it has a full view of the toddler, beautiful brown girl of color. So, really cute series. The next one is called Toes, Ears, and Nose by Marion Bauer. Does anyone recognize the artwork? Who doesn't recognize the artwork? It's illustrated by Karen Katz, and despite the cover featuring a white child on the cover, each page actually has a different child of color for each body part. So it's a cute hide-and-go-seek game. It's like a little flap talking about what body part do we hold underneath our sleeves? Anybody know? Yes, it's an arm? You think it's an arm? It's actually your elbow. So, really cute hide-and-go-seek story. Each page has a different child of color. Okay, this is a concept story time. I focus on opposites. 2 sweet stories. First one is Martha Big and Small by Jen Arena. Marta is una niña, a little girl. She actually lives in the jungle, and she loves exploring the jungle and comparing herself to the animals that she meets oppositely. It incorporates really simple Spanish vocabulary, So to an elephant, Martha is pequeña. What's pequeña?
Small.
Small. But to a bug, what's the opposite of small? Big. So grande, she's very grande to a bug. To a lion, Martha is tranquila. Anyone know what that means? Tranquila. Sorry, my Spanish is not very quiet. She's quiet. But to a rabbit, she is loud. She's orgullosa. So it has vocabulary that you might not encounter on a regular basis in Spanish. But it's an opposite story, so it's great to compare with your families as well. And she is a very brave and clever girl as the main character, Santa Girl. Love Always Everywhere, very, very short story by Sarah Massimi. Each toddler on the page is a mixed group of diverse babies. It's a rhyming story about opposites and how to love. So not like love versus hate kind of thing, like different ways that we can love each other. So we can love quiet, that's not quiet, love loud, love quiet. So love quiet, love loud, love shy, love proud, love giggle, love hug, love tickle, love snug. So you could do little finger plays, little tickles if you wanted to. But the illustrations are gorgeous. Sharing different languages as a focus. So, how do you say "Como se dice" by Angela Dominguez? It's about two giraffes that are grazing in the jungle one day. They find themselves across the pond that they're looking at, and they say, "Oh, hi." But then the other giraffe goes, "Hola." And they're like, "We don't speak the same language. How are we going to communicate? Should we walk away? Should we..." It's not worth it. No. They actually are like, "Oh my gosh, you speak another language. Let's try to translate things." So as they're going about their day, when they're eating their leaves, the English-speaking giraffe goes, "Food," and the other one goes, "Comida." And so they go back and forth translating their day, and they become friends and start to celebrate. They have a siesta, which is a party. They party together until they're too tired that they need a nap or a siesta. So they end up taking a nap together. Really cute, really simple, sweet story about friendship. And our second story is, I really like Rachel Isadora's books. This is Say Hello. I believe she has a picture book version of this, and this is the board book version. The main character is called, her name is Carmelita. She wanders around our town saying hi to everyone she meets, but her community is very diverse, so she has different greetings for the different people she's encountering. So at the bodega, she says, "Buenos dias." We say buenos dias. Buenos dias. And at the Japanese restaurant, she says, "Konnichiwa." We say konnichiwa. At the halal butchery, and I'm going to say this wrong, I apologize. Al-salam alaykum. So can we try that together? Al-salam alaykum. So it's a greeting that to say hello again, welcome. And then to her friends at the park, she goes, "Hey, yo, what's up?" So everyone has different ways of communicating. She loves embracing those differences. It has really great diverse families going about their day all throughout, and it's great for all ages. So being yourself, I actually have two story times on being yourself. This is the first one. Really important, I really stress in story time to love ourselves as individuals and to love ourselves because we are so unique. One of the opening songs I use in every story time now, we can do it together actually, so I'm going to show you. But I really want to stress to our kids that we're all beautiful people. So I say, this is a song called, we're going to say how much we love ourselves. So it's called I Love Myself. Can you give yourself a big hug? Big hug. Can you say, I love myself? I love myself. I love myself. I love my big smart brain. Can you show me your big smart brain? I love my big smart brain. I love my kind, warm heart. And I love how I look. Can you show me your best look? I love how I look. And I love my friends and my family. So caregivers, give a big hug to the caregivers. And the very last one is, I love myself. One more hug. I love myself. Good job, guys. So I do that every story time right at the beginning. Again, just getting kids to accept themselves for who they are, because everyone, people may make you feel bad for being who you are. No, we're all fabulous, we're all amazing. So, two story times of being yourself. The first one is Be Who You Are by Tom Carr. I love Tom Carr, everything by him. Oh my gosh. So this one is about being yourself no matter what. Wear what you need to wear to feel like yourself. Try new things, stand up for yourself. Be proud of where your family comes from, what color you are, and who's in your family, everyone in your family. Be the best that you can be. Just be who you are. It has a lot of repetitive, that be who you are phrase is repetitive. There are different characters of color, but they're literally purple, green, and blue, but you get the gist of it. The next one is not Frog, but if you guys haven't read this by Mo Willems, I like to tie this in because it's being yourself and not having to change who you are to adapt to your environment. So in this story, Big Frog is so big, she actually can't fit in the book. She's so big. Has anyone not read this?
That's a great book.
I love it. Unfortunately, very sadly, it's out of print, so you can't find it unless it's like a used bookstore. But if you're able to get your hands on it, it's a really sweet story. She can't fit in the story, so she's like, I wish I was more bendy, or flexible, or smaller. But her friends love her for who she is, so they come around and they're like, no, we're going to figure this out. And so if Big Frog can't fit in the book, what do? Make the book bigger. So on the last page, you can see it folds out to be like this big, so that she can fit in the book. So I always stress to the parents and the kids afterwards that you don't have to change yourself to fit your situation. Be who you are. You are fabulous. This is story time on peace. I talk about inner peace and outer peace in the story time. So I like sharing the stories called You Are a Lion by Teal and Yu. It illustrates children of color posing different yoga poses, so this is also great for just a stretch in the middle of story time. You are a lion, you're a king of the jungle. You are a snake, cool in the grass. It also has, you can tie into talking about animal sounds as well. You're a dog stretching in the sun or a frog leaping in the pond. It's really simple poses everyone can do in story time, but I talk about having inner peace with yourself. And then we talk about outer peace in the world. This is Can You Say Peace by Karen Katz. It's actually to celebrate International Peace Day, but it features a child from different countries saying peace in their language. And what's also really nice about this is that it has a pronunciation for each vocabulary. So Nina lives in India and she says Shanti. Can you say Shanti? Shanti. Kenji lives in Japan and he says Heiwa. Heiwa. And then Hannah lives in Iran and she says Soul. Soul. So, talking about peace all over the world, really sweet story. Children all over the world just want to go to school, they want to play outside and share food with their family. Everyone wants peace. Really sweet story. Okay, emotions. So, this is a really cool board book that I stole and I kept for myself. It was supposed to be in the book. I'm like, no, it's so cute. Very simple from inside out. Each page does actually it doesn't have any text, it's just the emotion featured, but at different facial expressions that that emotion identifies with. So when I share the emotion story times, I always ask, is it okay to be angry? Is it okay to be angry? Yeah, of course. Everyone has off days where you're just like, no, can't deal with anything. Or is it okay to be sad? Because some people, and some parents I know, when their child's having a tantrum in story time, like they kind of make a big deal out of it. And I always tell them at the beginning of story time, if your child's uncomfortable or just even having an off day, everyone has off days. It's totally fine. You just do me a huge favor and step outside for a breather, come back in when you're ready. I really appreciate it. But just addressing that it's okay to feel emotions, to share those emotions. And so I really enjoyed sharing this story time. The second one is actually a brand new board book that just came in. It's called Making Faces by Abram Appice. It features babies of color making these really cute facial expressions. I don't even see them, they're so adorable. But what it is, it'll say, on the left side of the page, it'll say, happy. And you have to try to find on the right side of the page, there's a circle of each face of the child, which face identifies with that emotion. So it's a cute guessing game on emotions. Okay, my second story of being yourself, story time. Again, more top part. Stricken Little Elephants, such a cute story, but it really addresses discrimination in a way that children can understand. So this young boy has, his pet is an elephant, and it's kind of an unusual pet, but it's his best friend. They love each other so much. But on Pet Club Day, they get to the house hosting the club, and they find this door slapped on the front. Strictly no elephants. Now, how are they supposed to feel when they see that? They're devastated. It's so sad. They walk back home, they're just like, everything sucks. This sucks. And on the way home, though, they meet a girl who has a pet skunk, and they see her, she's really sad too. They're like, oh, were you not allowed in either? She said, well, the sign wasn't on the door, but most people don't like skunks either. And they're like, you know what? Our pets are awesome. We have amazing pets. So they band together like, we're going to make our So they walk toward the park and they see other people with really unique animals. There's an armadillo, porcupine, someone has a narwhal and like a little fishbowl. It's so cute. And they make their own club, and instead of saying no dogs allowed, no cats allowed, they say all are welcome, and everyone comes and has an amazing time. So it's a really simple way to talk about discrimination or talk about not liking others for our differences and why we are all amazing no matter what. So welcoming everyone with open arms. Second story to share, it's okay to be different by Todd Park. You can guess, it's okay to be different. So each page talks about our differences. It's okay to have wheels, it's okay to be small, medium, large, or extra large, which I love. Body image, positive body image, awesome. It's okay to talk about your feelings, to have different types of friends, or to come from a different place. We are all special and important, and we should always be ourselves because we are all awesome. Alright guys, this is a couple more story times. Bear with me. This is story time all about hands. So hands. This is a really great series if you're not familiar with it. I think it has two different authors. I want to say it's Burdick and then Agassi. But it's a whole series on like hands are not for hitting, feet are not for keeping, teeth are not for biting. But it's done in a really sweet way that's not intimidating, because saying hands are not for hitting, some parents are like, well, we don't talk about that. I'm like, no, you just say hands are not for hitting, but hands are for hugging. Or is it good to give a hug? Of course. Hands are for high fives. High fives, is that a good thing? And then it repeats throughout the story, hands are not for hitting. So really great story, simple way to translate that concept. And each child in the photo doing the different hand action is a person of color. This new one down here is actually one of those giant picture books. It's called Hand Scans by Cheryl Hudson. It has really gorgeous photographs of children playing in the park or playing with their families. It features children of color. The photographs are all by John Burns' work. Hands can say hello. Hands can tie a shoe. Or hands can say I love you, and they have silent in that part. Hands can catch things, match things, hold things, mold things, mix things. They can throw, plant seeds in a row, play peekaboo, and say bye-bye. So you can do little finger plays with that too. Really sweet story. Again, both stories feature children of color using their hands. Story time, we're making mistakes. Oh, look, again, Todd Park. Talking. So it's okay to make mistakes. I like stressing this one too. I also do a lot of school-age programming, and I asked in the beginning, is it okay to make mistakes? And you'd be surprised, or maybe not, but like 95% of the children say no. Like, of course we all make mistakes. Adults make mistakes too. It's how we learn. So I always like to stress, like, it's totally okay to make mistakes as long as you tried your hardest and we learn from our mistakes. So I really want to stress to our kids that we all fail sometimes. Just pick yourself back up and try again. That's everyone. So it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay if you don't know the answer. It's okay if you fall down. Or if you choose a different path, you might find something new. We all make mistakes sometimes, and that's how we learn. That's Todd Park's story. And then this one, if you haven't read Beautiful Oops, it's just a cool story. It's like reinforced cardstock on each page. So, for example, the author says it's okay if you make mistakes. You never know what amazing things might come of it. So, for example, the page is torn in half. And he says, oh, a torn piece of paper can make a great crocodile smile. So you turn the page, and it's actually ripped in half, so it's torn, if you can imagine. And on the back side has a crocodile smiling. Kind of move the mouth up and down. It's super cute. Spilled ink, so he has ink spill, but it's like multiple layers of blocks you can lift up. You can turn into different illustrations. And then holes in a page are worth exploring, and it's a hole kind of ripped into the paper, but the paper pulls out kind of like a telescope-looking thing. And if you look through, there's layers of illustrations all through the hole. So really cool, interactive story. Awesome illustrations, and again, it's okay to, if you make a mistake, you never know what cool things might come of it. Okay, story on bedtime. So this is Hush by Min Fong Ho. She has a couple stories on different Thai stories. This is a really sweet one about a mom putting her baby to bed. Now the text in her stories are kind of, it's definitely longer text. I only do the story, for example, baby is trying to sleep, she's putting him to sleep, but there are animals all around the household making a fuss. So she goes around to each animal and is like, hush, hush, hush. But it has translations on what the animal says in that language in a Thai background. So The lizard goes, "Puka, puka." The cat says meow, actually. But the frog goes, "Op, op, op, op." So it's really cool onomatopoeias translated with the Thai background. And I only read the animal and what noise it makes, so I cut down on this a lot. But really sweet Thai story, and then at the end, Mom is so tired, she goes to bed, she's like, "Oh, I put all the animals to bed," and baby is awake again. Oh no. Really sweet story. This story is by Jan Thomas. I love Jan Thomas. The main character is white, but I like bringing this up to not be afraid of what we don't know. So I don't say xenophobia out loud, but I do like addressing the subject with my families. So Brave Cowboy is trying to put Cow and Cow to bed, but every time he starts to sing his lullaby, something happens, and it freaks him out. Every little thing, every rustle in the air, he's like, "Oh my God, is that a snake?" And that's just a stick, cowboy. Come on, let's go to bed. So throughout the story, he gets scared and scared, but he learns to say, "Oh, I shouldn't jump to conclusions. I should just take a breath and be like, oh, it's not that scary." And so when he said, "Oh, so that big shadow right behind me, that's just a tree or something," and Cow's like freaking out because it's actually a giant wolf. And he's like, "Do wolves like lullabies?" And wolves like, "Oh, we love lullabies." And so they sing the lullaby together and they all take a nap. But it's a great talking point and just not being afraid of the other. Alright, trying new things. So I really like Slap by Mo Willems. I love Elephant and Piggy. They can be a little long to share in story time sometimes. So I'll condense it if I have to. But this is a sweet story about Elephant finding Piggy making something that smells awful. It just smells like the worst thing ever. And finds out that it's called slop. And that pigs love slop. It's their favorite thing to eat. And Elephant said, "You eat that? Oh my gosh, why would you do that?" And Piggy says, "Would you like some?" And Elephant's like, immediate answer, "No way, no way." And how does Piggy feel about that? She's devastated. She's like, "Oh, okay." And Elephant realizes, oh, he made a mistake. He jumps to conclusions. He's like, "All right, I will try your slop." So he tries it. Do you think he likes it? He actually doesn't like it, which is shocking for the story about trying new things. But he acknowledges that even though he didn't like it, he was happy to try it because she is his friend. So he says, "No, Piggy, I do not like it, but I like you. So I'm happy I tried it." Really sweet story about trying new things. And then that's not how you do it. I think it's only published in paperback, so we actually don't have a catalog version of this, but it's by Ariane Hoffman-Manier. It's about Lucy. Lucy's a cat. She knows how to do everything perfect. She can eat with a fork and spoon. She can play the xylophone perfectly, do gymnastics, and fold paper stars perfectly. And everyone, whoever has trouble, goes to Lucy for help until Toshi arrives. And Toshi is a panda who does not eat with a fork and spoon. He eats with chopsticks. He plays a mandolin. And he does gymnastics funny. He's doing yoga instead of gymnastics. And when he goes to fold paper stars the wrong way, Lucy cannot stand it. She says, "That's not how you do it! You're doing everything wrong!" And Toshi gives her, instead of a folded paper star, a folded paper crane. And Lucy stops and she's like, "This is beautiful." Like, she realizes just because it's not the right way to do it doesn't mean it's the wrong way to do it. We all learn differently, we have different ways of learning. And so they learn to teach each other how they do their various activities. So, really sweet story on trying new things. I think I have one more, last one, guys. Oh, a minute. This is on Nursery Rhymes. So if you guys haven't read this, I think it's a newer story. I think it came out last year. The Wheels on the Tuk Tuk by Kabir Sehgal and Sarista Sehgal. It's an Indian rendition of The Wheels on the Bus. So the wheels on the tuk tuk go round and round, round and round. But it also incorporates things, all the different happenings going around in an Indian city. So they eat papadappadums. Can we sing that together? So the people on the tuk-tuk eat papadappadums, papadappadums, papadappadums. The people on the tuk-tuk eat papadappadums all through the town. And so papadums are it's like a flatbread snack that's commonly eaten in like an Indian marketplace. And then they say the rupees go ching ching ching. So rupees are a type of currency that they use. It has really great cultural references all throughout the story. And it really beautiful. The illustrations are gorgeous. Very vibrant city life. on a busy downtown part of India. The last one is Neighborhood Mother Goose by Nina Cruz. I'm sure you've read Nina Cruz stories before. This one has about 30 different nursery rhymes, and on each nursery rhyme is a photograph of real children playing in a busy, ominous New York neighborhood. But they're all children of color, just going about their day, and it associates with the rhyme on that page. So I'll pick maybe 4 or 5 rhymes, but there are ways to do finger plays and like lap sits during story time, just really quickly. So Humpty Dumpty has a bouncing lap sit. It's a good city, Twinkle Twinkle has finger plays, or Patty Cake and This Little Pig for tickles. So I'll pick a couple, but they all feature photographs of diverse children throughout the city. So that's actually the end of all of our story times. We're going to jump into a little bit more on other ways to incorporate diversity and inclusion in youth services as a whole. This is, oh my gosh, Rebecca's not here today. I wish she was. I love her so much. Rebecca McCorkindale made this Libraries for Everyone campaign. Is anyone, who's familiar with that? Some of you guys? Okay. She's so fabulous. She's really great at Photoshop and Illustrator. So she drew these diverse characters featured with the logo, Libraries Are for Everyone. She's translated it and had it translated by her patrons and other librarians across the country into 60+ other languages. So I adapted her artwork into these little panels that feature the language underneath. This is the first thing that our patrons see when they walk through the door, and it's had such amazing feedback. I've also had 2 families that said, oh, my language isn't up there, can I give it to you? And I gave it to Rebecca, she translated it, and it's up there now. So it's fabulous, a really great way to engage immediately with my patrons, and everyone has loved it. I eventually want to, I haven't figured out the logistics of it, but I want to include like a clipboard that people can write down what languages they speak, and I want to turn it into an infographic to show just how diverse our community can be. So I have this one also in our storeroom, so for all of our kids too. It's a little hard to see with the bulletin board, but Rebecca does not, she wants everyone to use it. It's actually been adopted by several library associations and by library districts as a whole. Pima County actually just announced that they're using it for their entire library district. So you guys are welcome to it. She's like, you don't have to credit me or anything. I just want it out there, and I want people, our patrons, to see this. So, ways to create diversity book displays. We did just down enough that we had 1 bank of bookshelves available in each age group in our library. It's a permanent display now. I made these graphics using Canva. It's an adaptation of the quote from Dr. Rudine Sims Bishop talking about how books are mirrors that we see ourselves in. But basically each one says, books are doors into other worlds, but also are mirrors in which we see ourselves. Read a diverse book and expand your universe. So it's not intimidating by any means. It's really passive. We stock, so this is our wide age display, juvenile fiction and other picture books. And I put it out there, just kind of no advertising or anything, and those books come off. You'd be surprised how many people check them out. We also did, I adapted this, I didn't get her name down, it was on our Facebook page, but this another librarian had created a random acts of kindness board, and I loved it so much that I adapted my own. So there are 60 beautiful cards, envelopes, and each envelope is a card on suggestions on how to spread kindness into the world. It's either acts that you can do yourself and go out and do, or it's positive affirmations if you're just having a rough day. And kids have loved this. They go up there like, what do I do with this? I'm like, that card's for you. So I had a little girl, she was maybe 4 or 5, and she's like, what is this thing? I'm like, it says you are loved. And she goes, I'm loved. And she looks up at her mom, she's like, Mommy, you love me, don't you? And she's like, oh, of course I do. And they gave each other a big hug, and was like, oh my gosh, my heart, you're so cute. So it's been really great. It's a great passive thing to do, and I also incorporate little ways to promote diversity as well. So saying that make sure everyone feels included. You can change the world with kindness and understanding. Learn about a country's cuisine, try new foods, or practice compassion. So if anyone's interested in this, when you email this out, hit me back up. I'll give you all the graphics. You're welcome to it. Super easy. I know my team volunteers make it too, so I didn't even do much work. Okay, cool. So before I get to this next slide, I'm going to make a quick answer. So we at Storytime Underground feel very, very passionately about this in terms of programming, either story times or any programming, or even just decorating that you do. And it's sometimes it took me a little time when I first was introduced to it too. I was like, oh, but I love doing that. And I've come to realize, yes, this is really important. So it feels like I'm getting a little preachy. Sorry, we feel really, really passionate about this, but we do not believe in holiday programming at all. And that's mostly because when you celebrate certain holidays, especially during winter time, no matter how secular it may seem nowadays, a lot of them have very religious undertones, and you may not think that it does anymore. But for example, half of my family, so my mom's family is all Muslim. The other, my dad's family is all Jewish. And so when we see Christmas, everywhere we go, and every store we go to, my neighborhood puts up Christmas lights all over our gates. It's everywhere. It's in your face no matter where you go. But at the library, we serve our public in its entirety. And when you choose to celebrate or decorate with holiday decorations, it kind of, for people that identify with other cultures or other demographics, it can be really unwelcoming. To be like, oh, we can't go to that story time, I'm sorry. And if you come every week and your child's used to toddler story time, but they're doing Christmas story time and you're Jewish and you say, we can't go, I'm so sorry, your child doesn't understand why they can't go. And with holidays, there's so many other things we can do. There's so many other options. Like, instead of Christmas, we can do winter program, Winter Wonderland. I guarantee people will come. They will have a great time. It's okay if it's not Christmas themed. Or even like Mother's Day and Father's Day. Not everyone has a mother or a father. You may have two moms or two dads. Or if you're a single parent family like us, you may have a father to bring for Father's Day or to make gifts for. And so it's a little hard to swallow sometimes, I understand. But we really want to stress one, there's no physical way you can ever celebrate every holiday if you're trying to be inclusive. If you're going to do one holiday, you have to do them all, and that's impossible. And even if you could do them all, you're not an expert in those cultures. So we feel it's like a librarian giving law advice. Yes, we can research it. We can try to find some information that may be accurate, but we are not lawyers. We really should not be giving law advice. So same thing with presenting holidays and cultures that you are not an expert in. So, something to think about if you don't have this train of thought already. Something to think about. With holiday programming, there are alternatives for every program, I promise you. And you will have the same amount of turnout. It will be fabulous and amazing. But just something to consider. Please, please, please try not to do holidays in. All right. So, we're about to wrap up. Last thing is building a repertoire of diverse resources. Corey mentioned in the beginning, we just put out our social justice kit through Storytime Underground. It's a 14-page PDF, I believe, with resources on diversity, inclusion, and social justice. So it has some of the stories that I've shared today. It also has some extension activities that you can incorporate in your Storytime, so really great. And then there are book lists that you can follow. So this is from our...
Also, Anna's blog.
Anna's blog. Oh yes, Anna's blog. She has a great blog on what's the title?
Everyday diversity.
Everyday diversity. So if you want to find new and current stories, she shares regularly. Yeah. Stories specifically that are good for storytime. Good for storytime. Yes, which is something we address in this too. These are age appropriate. They're great for storytime because a lot of books can be longer. So these are great. So what we can do now? Last page. Being intentional with the books that you choose for Storytime, what books you have on display, and what programming you offer. Creating permanent resources in your libraries if you're able to do a book display, or if you're able to have print or digital handouts ready for any families that may be asking on a certain subject. You'd be like, oh look, there's this great LGBTQ resource you can use. Here you go. Or books that are awesome for your 2-year-old or 6-year-old. And having a strong repertoire of diverse resources to pull from for Reader's Advisory, for your reference resources, and knowing where to find resources for your patrons either in person or online. So these are things you can do now. Storytime Underground is here to provide some of those for you to help you guys out. It may be a lot of work to do, but it's so important. I feel like it's so important. So we can go forth and save the world. So we can do it for families of marginalized groups that may not see themselves in their community, that they are there and they are important, and we want to have them in our libraries and acknowledge that we want you here, we care for you, and we are here to support you. So for every family or little child that may be struggling to find themselves, we can help them. And these are all of our joint chiefs of Storytime Underground. We can do this. We are superheroes, you guys. Youth services, we are so strong and passionate and capable of achieving really, really great things. And I truly believe that we can make a difference in our world and our communities just by the little things we do, which means little things may be little, but they can be such bigger things, just like Storytime is. So go forth and save the world. Thank you, guys.